So what this video is going to be on is the new RottenDog amusement combination system 3 through 6 CPU and driver board. It's been out for a little bit, not a real long time. Jim's been working on. Jim Knight is the guy from RottenDog Amusements. He's been working on it, I believe, for a couple of years with input from Clay Harrell and some other guys. Basically, what it is a CPU replacement for Williams 3. System 3 through 6 games. It does not yet support System 7, but I believe his plan is to have it support System 7 in the future. So I was pretty excited when I heard that he was working on this board. It's nice to have replacement boards for these old games. Not everybody can fix them themselves. Even myself, I'm not very good at repairing circuit boards. There is plenty of people you can send your boards to, but it's nice to have replacements available. So I was pretty excited, and I decided to buy System 3 through 6 game, and I picked up this Williams Phoenix in Allentown last year, and it was pretty much late on a Saturday, and the guy only had this and maybe 1 or 2 games left, and you could tell he was looking to get rid of these things so he could get out of there. So this thing was pretty trashed, but I've totally restored it, and haven't really gone through the circuit boards yet. My plan was to buy the RottenDog board. So we have the RottenDog board here. And the other good thing about RottenDog is when you order from him, you get your boards very quickly. I think this took 2 days to get this from the time I ordered it from Jim. And it comes nicely packed. He also puts it in an anti-static bag. And it comes with this instruction sheet. And not only is this the instruction sheet, the second page of this is the schematic package for the board. So if you need to do any repairs to this board, firstly I would suggest to contact Jim Knight, because he might have you send the board back to him. But if you like doing circuit board repair, this is so you can repair your own circuit board. So let's see what we got in here. Obviously when you open this, you don't want to open this after you just rolled around on the shag carpet with your dog or something. You want to make sure you're not full of static. A lot of times if your game's plugged in, I'll just kind of touch the ground strap in here just to make sure that I'm not going to static this thing. And we'll open this up. Little baggie is the battery. It's kind of like a big watch battery. And that'll go onto the board. But here's the board. And as you can see, if you worked on System 3 through 6 games, this is mighty small. When you consider that this is not only the MPU board, but it's also the driver board. So if you compare in the game here, this is your original MPU board, this is your driver board, and this is the, pretty much what everybody talks about on these games. This is the 40-pin interconnect connector. Basically, this connects the MPU board to the driver board. And the pins in here fail, and they're a real pain to change. So now we don't have that problem. This board's going to replace that board. Now, the other thing you got to consider when you buy this RottenDog board is this board costs $260. And the game I'm leaning on here is a Williams Phoenix from 1978. I totally restored it. It's in really nice condition. But, unfortunately, this is not a very desired game. And I might be able to get $500, maybe $600 if I find the right person for it. So putting an almost $300 board in it isn't really cost effective. But the other thing Jim did here is if you zoom in on this section of the board right here on this silk screening, this board does not require you to use a game ROM. The game ROMs are already in this game. As you see, it starts with Algar and it ends with Topaz. And all the other System 3 through 6 games are in here. You set what game you have on this dip switch bank here. So I'm going to put this in my Williams Phoenix. Like I said, I might be able to get $500 for this game when I sell it. I'm not going to sell it with the RottenDog board. I'll be able to take this board out, switch this dip switch to another game, and put it in that game, put original boards back into this game, sell it with the original boards. So, you know, if you're going to have multiple games in this area of Williams 3 through 6, then I think this board's a no-brainer. If you only have one game it might be more cost effective to send your MPU board out to somebody like Clive at Coin-Op Cauldron or something, who's going to charge you probably about $100 or less to repair your MPU. So that's something you guys decide. But this is a very nice board. This is very nicely done. All your solder joints look like this was done right at the Williams factory. The screen printing is perfect. You know, this is a really nice board for the money. So anyway, back to my Williams Phoenix here. I never tested this game before I bought it. It was so water damaged. I didn't even bother. But I figured the game didn't work. And sure enough, I'm going to power it up right now. Always before you power up a game for the first time, go to pinrepair.com, go to the Williams 3 through 7 section for this, and read all the chapters on what to do before you power up your game. Obviously, the first thing you want to do, check the power supply. This game happened to come with a brand new RottenDog power supply, which I thought was pretty cool. What's nice about this board is it's got the test points right on it for your voltages. So I would just power up this power supply and check my voltages before turning this game on. I also have these two fuses out. This is F2 and F3 fuses on the power supply. That's the lamp matrix and the solenoid power. These MPU boards, when they don't boot, it could lock on your coils, lock on your switch matrix lamp lights. It could cause other problems to your games. So I leave them out. And when I power this game on, you'll see that I have two solid LEDs here on this MPU board. That means this board is not booting. And I did quickly the other day, I disconnected my driver board to make sure that the driver board wasn't the problem. This sucker still doesn't boot up, so this MPU board needs some work. Eventually I'll probably get around to it, because it is nice to have backup boards for when you buy other games. But for now, this sucker's dead. So we're going to remove that. And basically, when you disconnect these connectors, I like to label them. I take a Sharpie marker, label the connector, number it, number the little tab here, so that you don't mix these up. They are all keyed. You really can't mess it up, but there's no point in not labeling it and then you're going to put it back together and you're second guessing yourself. You don't want to blow up, especially a brand new board. So I always label everything. Then we'll just carefully pull all these off, take these circuit boards off, and when we come back, I'll show you what the instructions say about mounting this RottenDog board in your game.